you know, today I think a lot of people are always trying to work on their form, and I kind of wanted to break down, how do you work on your form? How do you work on your running technique? Is it important? Is it something you should be focusing on? And my take on perhaps what you could start doing to make sure your running form's a bit better. But first, I have to get through my session, and then we can talk about running form. Look at that, I'm getting the satellites. If you hold it a bit higher, it might work quicker. Morning.
Morning.
Morning, Scotty.
Morning.
Hey, thanks for the lift this morning.
He probably drove by.
Scotty didn't give me a lift. He didn't even offer. That's okay.
How are we doing?
Let's go.
Yeah, we're good. Let's go.
Let's go, YouTube.
Yeah. That's first day. What do you do?
All right, so that's the warm-up, almost finished. We did a 4K jog, and then we do some strides. Well, I do one stride, and then I do my warm-up drills. So after I do some drills, then I move into some more strides, and I can do the strides a little bit faster. Strides are probably start at about half marathon pace and then progress down to maybe 5K pace. And what that kind of does is acts as an extended warm-up, and what you're doing is kind of bridging that gap from easy jog, drills, to then doing a session. So what you can do is you can do your easy run, you can do a little bit of a stride, probably at about marathon pace, half marathon pace, do some of these running drills that you've seen me do. I'm going to add some more, and then you can do a couple of strides a little bit faster, and that's you starting to get ready to do your session. Look at this. God, the park is pretty cool. Strides are done. Now I've got to hide my jacket, and today's session is 10 minutes, 2 times 7.5 minutes, 5 minutes. And so I'm going to start probably at about 5:20 to 5:25 pace per mile. I think I learned from Tuesday that the fitness isn't perhaps where I'd like it to be, but today has to be below 3 millimoles of lactate. Super important that you don't do 2 sessions in a row above the intensity that you planned. So you really have to back off, be sensible, get it done right. Come on, boys, catch up. All right, now don't drop me. Okay, we're almost done. The lactate's 1.9, then 2.2. Now I have a 3K to do all the way back to where we started. I'll check that lactate. All right, so this last 3K, I'm trying just to relax, but still trying to keep that forward answer effort. But speed has got a bit quicker. It'll be interesting to see if that lactate comes up a little bit. This is the part of the threshold. You have to take that Kipchoge smile. Enjoy it. Appreciate being able to run, being able to push. Embrace your fitness. Kipchoge smile. My hands are so cold, but I'm gonna guess 2.8, maybe 3. I'm a bit nervous. Oh my god. Yeah, not ideal. That's a bit higher than I'd wanted, but that's okay. I knew I worked a little bit harder. 315, 317. I should have kept it at 320 to 325, but not a bad morning. All right, so lads, how was that?
Good.
Good tempo?
Very good. Felt smooth.
You think you stayed at threshold?
Actually, probably did actually.
Scotty?
Yeah, definitely.
See, that's what it's all about. Now, today's YouTube is about running form. Jack, do you do anything for your running form besides drills and gym?
No.
Scotty?
Some strides.
Strides. So strides.
I'll do strides.
And then it's my opinion that what we do for our running form is our warm-up drills, some stuff in the gym, but that's really it. But you guys have any opinion on running form?
For me,
Yeah.
my form's got a lot better over the years once I've become more conditioned.
Okay.
The more miles you do, your body kind of naturally finds a better form and a better rhythm with the more work you put in.
Yeah. Perhaps then people's form when they first start, just because their body, legs, muscles aren't as conditioned, and their fitness, as they get tired, their form starts to struggle.
Yeah, 100%.
Scotty, anything to add there?
Yeah, I feel like naturally when you do get fitter, your biomechanics do get better, especially if you do like hills. Hills are a great way to
Yeah, that's a great
improve biomechanics
great tip.
without having to go too fast.
Yeah. Any tips when people are doing hills to work on their form, or?
Really try and make sure you're using your arms,
Yeah.
and also making sure you're getting a nice good kind of contact with the floor and driving each time. You know, you don't have to do a silly long hill.
No,
You
correct.
can do 15-second hills and get a huge benefit.
There you go, guys. That's your tip of the day. Okay, so hopefully that was good advice for you with form. If you went to see a biomechanic analysis and you ran on a treadmill and they analyze your biomechanics, when they start to tell you that you have weaknesses in your form, let's say it's your left hip, your left calf, maybe your left hip doesn't come all the way through, I guarantee you it's either a muscle imbalance whereby one of your muscles isn't strong enough and so another muscle is having to do the work for it, therefore your form's a bit hindered, or you have a lack of flexibility in a certain area which is causing you to not be able perhaps to, yes, let's say it's the left hip. And so if you have a lack of flexibility in your left lower back or your left glute or your left quad, perhaps you're not able to drive that left hip through. And so let's start working on our drills. Let's start doing the warm-up drills. Let's start doing a bit of post-run yoga. Get your activation stuff. Make sure that your body's activated before you go run. Do your drills. Get a good warm-up in. If you're doing your post-run yoga, you're going to start targeting that muscle imbalance. You're going to start, when you start doing the post-run yoga, you're going to see, is your left hip flexor tighter than the right one? Is your left hamstring tighter than your right one? Etc, etc. If the hamstrings are tighter than the quads or the hamstrings are stronger than the quads, again, it rubs off in your form. Most people's form starts to go as the body gets tired or most people's form perhaps can't even be a good form, because if I were to grab your body right now, let's say you were a toy and I could grab your body, but the toy directly represented perhaps your flexibility, maybe we couldn't even get your body into the likes of a good form. And as you start to try to do that, perhaps you go down into a lunge position, perhaps you try to put yourself into a good form, maybe your flexibility doesn't allow it. See how long you can even sit there in a long lever lunge as a nice big open stride. See if you can bring your arm all the way back for a nice lever. Maybe there's flexibility issues, maybe there's a few issues with strength. Start to work on them, watch the benefits. It'll happen over time. Don't try to stress on it too much. This should feel natural. Now we're going to do first of all, we're going to do some standing jumps. So just like perhaps when you were a kid and you've seen how far you could go. So you're starting from like neutral and static, and then you're going whoop. So you're taking it from the neutral static position. You're coming down into your squat position, and then you're leaping forward. So neutral static, whoop. So you're stepping down, and once your feet hit the ground, you're reacting off and up nice and tall. So you're stepping down, once the feet hit the ground, you want to react up nice and tall, and then stick the landing. Try to keep that chest up nice and tall, and the back straight up.